Hey guys, what's going on? It is Broken Nose Gaming here. Last week I did make a passing comment about how I have other rare tanks in my lineup, not just the Valentine and the T-34 prototype, and today I thought I would take a look at maybe one over on the German tech tree. I have a couple. This one's going to be a slightly lower battle rating. We're in the 2.3 battle rating lineup here. And if I click on this, it will bring us over to what I call the Panzer II H, because that's what it was originally released as in the shop when it first came out, as I think it was called the Scout Pack. Now it has a more official name, the 5cm Pak 38 auf Panzerkampfwagen 2, I don't know how to say that word, 901. I can break it down a little bit. Essentially, this is a Panzer II. This was a modified version of a Panzer II. The 901 is VK 901, which is like the test chassis or tracked chassis 9 tons version 1. So this particular chassis did go on to become the Panzer II Aufs G, and they used it for this guy as well. There was another modification of it as well, the VK903. I don't have a lot of information on it right now. It's hard to see in the garage here, but down here, the wheels, when we go to a test drive, you'll probably see it better. The road wheels down here are interwoven very much like the Panthers and the Tigers. The really big difference between this and the other Panzer IIs, this guy is pretty quick. It can get up to about 62 kilometers per hour, give or take. The other big difference is compared to other Panzer IIs, which carried, I think, the 2cm or 20mm like autocannon. This carries the 50mm. It's the long 50, which I believe may have been put on some Panzer IIIs. Okay, well, a variant of it at least. So the Panzer IIIs look like they carried the 50mm KWK 39. Whereas our Panzer II here is the 50mm Pak 38, which is, I believe the Paks are considered like TD guns, which kind of makes sense because this tank actually was classed as a tank destroyer from what I saw in my research. In War Thunder, it is considered a light tank, but that's not the first time that's been done. If you look at, I believe, what the M18 Hellcat was considered a tank destroyer, but in War Thunder it is a light tank as well. This tank is pretty fast, like I said. It doesn't have a lot of armor. If we pop the armor inspection up here, at most you have about 30mm. It's not very serious. And the top here, we turn it off, that is nothing. It's an open top tank, so it's kind of like a little baby German Hellcat, real fast, has an open top, has a pretty decent gun for its battle rating. Yeah, that's, you know what, it's kind of like a little baby German Hellcat. It's a fun tank to play. I do like this tank. Let me go ahead, we'll pop it into test drive mode so I can show you here. Alright, so here we are in the test drive area. So let's pop the X-ray open up really quick. So, first of all, this tank can carry 40 rounds. I carry 28. Most of the ammo is stored in the back. It's got an okay gun, but the mobility is also really good. As I said earlier, so here are those kind of interwoven road wheels that happened to appear on later model German tanks. It is a quick little tank. Once we get over here, let's run over here and we'll... So, as you can see, it's fairly mobile. It doesn't have a lot of armor. This gun is still pretty capable. Okay, I take it back. If you hit that weak point right in the nose where the tank comes together, you can frontally take out a T-34. Yeah, you'd have to be, it looks like you'd have to be basically dead on to a T-44. There is just that little weak spot right there where you could take him out. Okay, it's good to know. So this little gun is pretty good. Your APHE essentially has about 29 grams of TNT, and it does about 100mm of pen. That's not too bad. You also have APCR, goes up to about 130mm of pen. Just the downside is it's APCR, so you don't really do a whole lot. Matter of fact, let me pop a round off here. Wow, we hit 2 guys. Yeah, the APCR, as much as it does penetrate, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. But even with your standard round, you should be able to take out KV2. And the only other thing I really wanted to check out was our ammo storage. If you didn't want to run those side ammo racks, you could get it down to about 21 rounds, and you would only have your ammo in the back of the tank. So that's just kind of a little quick test drive and look at the Panzer II H. I do have one replay I'm going to show you, and we'll jump into that right now. Alright, so we're going to be spawning in on a single cap match on, I believe this is Sinai. Originally, and the cap is going to be where the C cap is, which is where I normally go. And that's where I was doing originally, was I was going to follow the rest of my teammates here. And we all started really kind of tearing all the way down to the cap point. And when I got behind these rocks, I was going to kind of survey the area and see what was going on. Only to find out that it looked like a couple of our allies may have ran into some trouble over where the B cap would normally be. So I pull up, I stop, I see a teammate explode, and I'm like, okay, cool, they're not just all going to rush the cap. It looks like we're going to have some folks that are flanking. And I decide to change my tactics around a little bit, and I decide to go the long way and see if I can help out with just mitigating some of the fire that looks like it's going to be crossed over onto the other side. Our Churchill's getting pounded here, so they got themselves set up in a pretty good spot. I do see some of our tanks in the cap also fighting right now. I see some enemies light up, and I try to scout them. I believe that AMD-35 may have scouted me as well, because I did see a round or machine gun or something fly towards me, so somebody knew I was there. So I just kind of hang out for a second, and I'm just going to quietly scooch up, and then I find a BT-42. He's preoccupied. Well, not anymore. And it looks like there's another one back there. I can't get to him. I do see a T-28 as well. I can't really get to him. And I'm just kind of playing it safe right now because I don't know if I got scouted by that other tank. And I know it's an arcade battle, but I still don't want to just drive around when I'm fully exposed. So I push up. I believe that AMD-35 has gotten taken care of by now. So I'm going to sneak up just a little bit more. And I really can't get a good shot on any of these guys. So I don't want to expose myself because another fun fact, this tank does not have a machine gun, very much like the Valentine that we played. So I can't really defend myself from a whole lot. Not that it would actually do anything, but I don't want to expose myself all that much. So I'm kind of just going to cruise up here. I see there's a T-28E. He is a little preoccupied. He sees me, but I managed to take out his turret crew, so at least he can't fire back at me. He does have those two machine gun turrets. I try to shoot that, and it does nothing. Somebody else takes him out, so I get the assist. I'm not really sure what happened right there. See a Stewart 3. I can't really hit him. He's down below the ridge line. I see... That's kind of scary tank. See a heavy tank. I see a 2C over there. French... I think it's a Char 2C, and I am going to, again, I don't like, I can't really get any shots off. I don't have the gun depression. I do try to do this really silly thing where I kind of like back up and fire, and it's really close, but not quite. But we are doing a pretty good job of suppressing the team. We've managed to get the cap, and now I'm going to continue my way around to flank because I also see there are two other light tanks that are further down on the 3 line here. We got another BT-42, and I don't know where the other light tank went or what it is, but I'm going to sneak around in hopes that the BT-42 doesn't see me. Looks like I got a Panzer III F as well that is cruising alongside over here. I'm just going to kind of sneak around. It looks like that BT-42 gets taken care of. So now I have pretty good shot on quite a few tanks over here. Again, I still am not super willing to expose my tank all the way, even though we are basically just kind of running them out here. I have been scouting all the tanks that I see. The 2C continues his way. I managed to catch him on fire. He stops. And then I was going to fire on him again, but the Pz.Sfl.Ic started moving, so I took out his turret crew. Pretty sure the 2C sees me. I whiffed that shot. And the Panzer III H decides that I guess I can't back up anymore, so I scoot over. I take out a couple more of his crew and his track, and then I think he just J's out because it gave me the kill for that. I think he just got tired of it and he just J'd out. I see a little Stritzbong. I take out the Pz.Sfl.Ic, so I'm up to 3 kills at this point. 1 whole assist. I'm going to get a whole lot more here in a second. I managed to hit the turret crew on that Stritzbognen, and I'm going to... Wow, I really butchered that. Stritzbong. Again, I don't do a whole lot to his crew, it just kind of bounces off. There's a Hoai over there. There's another Stritzbong. I managed to hurt him as well, take out part of his turret crew. And can I get him? Nope. One of my friendly tanks rams into the Stritzbong M31, and I missed the shot, and then I only managed to damage the engine of this guy. So now he's on fire. I'm like, cool, I'll take him out finally. Nope, I miss, and somebody else takes out the tank. Suddenly, I got a whole bunch of assists there, though. I went from 1 assist to 5 assists. So 3 kills and 5 assists. A lot of the tanks that I managed to bonk seem to have been killed by my teammates. And here's one of the reasons why I carry 28 rounds. I'm already down to 9 APHE and 3 APCR. Granted, I mean, I have done some damage, but I've also whiffed quite a bit. This tank can get a little bouncy. So there is an Italian thing. Goodbye. There goes an Italian thing. So I'm up to 4 kills and 5 assists. And the enemy did manage to take the cap back for a little bit, but we are actually currently taking it back now. I could go over there and clean up the 1 light tank that I think is left, but no, I'm going to be a nuisance and just drive around their spawn. There's another Italian thing, and he is temporarily invulnerable. And I'm like, alright, well, what about a second shot? There you go. Knock out his turret crew. I knocked out almost all of his crew. And, hey, I knocked him out. Unfortunately, it doesn't count. The match had ended. So that was the match on Sinai, that single cap. I feel like we did pretty good. I wish I could say I got 5 kills, but it looks like we're going to end with 4 kills and 5 assists. The tank does pretty well. Like I stated before, it does feel like a sort of baby German Hellcat. The only things that I don't like about it are the gun depression. I did complain quite a bit about it, and it's right there on the stat card. 5 whole degrees of gun depression. It does have pretty good turret traverse, though, at 44 degrees per second. Reload speed is pretty good, about 6 seconds every time you need to reload. And like I said, the armor in general is not great, which, again, kind of mirrors the Hellcat. 30 millimeters at most at the front. I wouldn't really rely on your armor when it comes to this tank. Like I said, I do kind of play this tank conservatively. It's open topped, so you're vulnerable to aircraft and artillery. That's something you got to keep in mind. I almost forgot about it because I got really close to that artillery strike when we were sort of cleaning up their spawn in the end of the match there. If I would have drove in a little bit sooner, I have a feeling I probably would have ended up getting artilleried. It's a fairly uncommon tank. I don't see a lot of these in battles. Like I said, the last time I saw it was during the special for German Unity Day. I don't know if they do it every time or not. I don't know if they have other tanks that they choose. If it's going to come back out, it might be during German Unity Day again. Anyways, I think I'll wrap up the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you hadn't seen a Panzer II H, or if you want to call it by the official designation of that, if you haven't seen this tank in the battlefield, now you kind of know. It is a little baby German Hellcat. And it is pretty fun to own and pretty fun to drive around. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope you guys maybe learned something if you've never seen one of these tanks before. and hopefully I will catch you guys in the next video that I make. Until then, take it easy. Bye-bye.